up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV live. Y'all might hear a little fan in the background. I told y'all the air conditioning kind of messed up, so I got to stay cool. Look, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. I'm not going to waste too much time because we got to hear this one, okay? What's up, Marcella?
Hey, what's up?
Man.
Yeah.
Man. A woman, my bad. We, tonight, man, it's a special one, okay? You got your tissue.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Get your tissue.
Ready.
Get your tissue. And I think this is something that you and I are really going to benefit from.
Yeah.
So everybody, I don't care who you are, if you're around the ages that we are, a little bit younger, a little bit older.
35.
You're 35. Okay, yeah, you go ahead on with that. Wear that badge. Good, girl. Wear that badge. You have parents that are getting up in age. Our parents took care of us, so now it's our turn to take care of them. But those that are not taking care of their parents, they really don't know what caregivers go through. Tonight, man, we have, I told her already, Marcella, she don't know what she did when she came on the show. They messed up because she locked now, okay? She locked now. But her name is Carletta Cole. She's the founder of Caregiver Safe Place. And this is where she celebrates, gives you an opportunity, teaches you how to celebrate the journey of the family caregiver and to recognize them for their strength, for their resilience, and the love that they're giving, all right? They do not get enough credit for what they do. And she's developed a foundation, a way so that people can at least feel better about themselves for doing it and let other people know the struggles and the pains that we as caregivers go through. So I hope I did that right, because if I didn't, my friend Carletta gonna correct me. Woo-woo. Everybody say what's up to my friend Carletta Cole. What's going on, Carletta?
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Carletta Cole. So look, first of all, welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming through. We spoke a little earlier, okay, and I think we both almost cried. It's a pleasure, first of all, to have you on the show because this is something that's very, very important. A lot of people just skip past this. Tell us a little bit about your endeavor.
I'm sorry, Greg. It's breaking up a little bit on my end. I don't know if it's me.
Can you hear me? I'll tell you what. Hey, Carletta, do this. Log off and then log back on. How about that?
Can't she hear you?
I don't know. Right in the Can you hear me, Carletta? Carletta, can you hear me? We were just talking though, but tell her to log off and then log back on if you don't mind. There you go.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll work for her.
Mm-hmm.
we were talking earlier, Marcel, and she was saying, she was, and she is very passionate about this. Put it like that. Very, very passionate about this. Let's see if this worked here. You got us? That better?
Oh,
Hello?
can't hear.
Carletta.
She can't hear.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
We can
Can
hear
y'all
you.
hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us? No.
I wonder, is she on two things trying to record it at the same time? Okay, we're gonna get this in. I don't care if it's 8:30. We're gonna get this in. All right. How can we do this? I don't know if maybe I can put it on another device. Or, but like I was saying though, she has her place is called Caregiver. What's it called, Marcy?
Caregiver Safe Place.
Caregiver Safe Place. All right, and at Caregiver Safe Place, they're caring for those who care for others. All right, you guys gotta go to the
Website.
Check her out. She said it is sp.org. I'm gonna let that run all through the show. Now, what she does is she gives support to those who are going through this. It is not an easy job, as you can attest to, Marcella.
Right. And the thing is, a lot of people looking in have no clue. It's
Right.
like, oh, you guys have it all together. The person is okay, but they don't know the behind the scenes. When people are having illness, whether it's a mental illness like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, cancer, or another illness, and you're taking care of your loved ones, especially your parents, you have now become the parent. So the circle of life has turned and changed. And people think it's easy. But with your parent looking at you as your child, and now you're the parent in the parent role, that can be devastating to them, especially and then if they're going through depression or something, because finding out you might have a terminal illness, a mental illness, any type of serious illness can be devastating. So you're angry. You're not necessarily angry at your loved one taking care of you, but you don't know where to put that anger. And a lot of times it's the caregiver that's dealing with that. The care, especially with dementia and Alzheimer's, anything under that umbrella, your parent take on a different personality. Let's say they weren't someone that cursed before. Now you're getting cursed out every time you look around. Your parent can stay at home by themselves. Now, that you're afraid they might wander, hurt themselves. Then there's finances, important business that you might need to take care of, but it's hard for them to let go and relinquish that. I know of a person that has dementia, and a doctor told them that their child in their 60s need to take over. And the person actually told the doctor, when I feel that when I get to that point, I'll let you guys know. But when you have this type of illness, how do you're not going to know, because this person is at that point, but they don't realize it. So there's a lot that you have to go through. Sometimes you have to go through dealing with your family and friends who don't want to help you, but they want to dictate to you what to do, especially when it comes to financing.
It's one of the most.
Can you hear us now, Carletta?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
We can hear you too.
Hi, everyone.
How are you, Carletta? So let me do this over. All right. And it's 7:10 now. So we going to 8:10. Okay. We're gonna do it. So if it's okay with you, Carletta.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Because we want to get this whole experience in. So again, this woman here, one that you guys see, the one that we waited on, the one that we didn't have a problem with.
Over there.
She has her endeavor is called Caregiver Safe Place, and she celebrates the journey of the family caregiver. And again, she recognizes them for their strength, their resilience, and unwavering love. And she teaches people how to do this. She inspires people. This is going to be a masterclass for those that are doing this. Okay, so again, Carletta, welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, tell us about Caregiver Safe Place.
Caregiver Safe Place. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. So Caregiver Safe Place, I started 2019. It was kind of a bad situation for me, taking care of my mom. So I started it in hopes to find assistance for myself, because I found all the assistance from my mom. And I didn't have what we needed as a family caregiver to make sure that our mental health and we get a break or anything like that. So I just created it.
Okay. And what'd you say, Marcy?
I said, wow, that's what a lot of people don't realize. You when you're going through, or you see a hole in life and reality, that you can try to create that what is needed. And I like that in her, that okay, these are some things that's needed. Let me just create it. And I like that. I really do. And in this space of caregiving, there's so much that people don't know. You're just thrown into that situation, and just knowing that there are groups and organizations out there, the support groups and the organizations to help and give you the resources, is very much needed all throughout our country.
Yes.
So Carletta, talk about this. This is a nonprofit, correct?
Yes, it's a 501c3 nonprofit, and we are actually in We're based in California, but we're really based all over the world, because we will take on any task to try to help any family caregiver that we can help. So it actually it benefits everyone that's all over.
Talk about some of those benefits, okay? Because as we were talking earlier, it's in my case, mom is 87 and she's got early dementia, and it's a little progressive. And there's opportunities where she's so lucid, she's clear, but then there's other opportunities where she'll ask you a question, you answer the question, and she'll ask the question again and again and again and again. And I know the average person gets a little frustrated. I mean, talk about that. What are the benefits of Caregiver Safe Place for instances like that and like Marcy's?
I really,
see, the beauty just shines through and it just messes up everything,
I'm just gonna try to not get emotional, because thinking about this foundation, the reason why I started the foundation and what we do for other people, it feeds my soul. I've naturally been a giver. So because of that, doing this for the family caregiver community, it allows me to be expressive. Okay. And it allows me to grieve through the process in which I went through with my mom, as you are going on with your mom as well. So it gives me back that community. So for Caregiver Safe Place, the reason why I feel as though this foundation will assist everyone, is because it's not only just aging parents. It's not just, um, you know, parents that has dementia or Alzheimer's. It's also kids that have neurological disorders. That parents are so exhausted. You have parents of kids that have had gun violence, and they're left with the task of taking care of their child after they've been gunned down and they're still alive. Not only that, we have Vietnam vets. So
Oh
I had to make sure that it was broad enough that we were able to take care of every family caregiver by giving them a day out that will make their head spin, basically. You know, right now, I'm sure one of you need a day out, just a break. Even though you can afford to do it, it's a lot of us out here that can't. So I wanted to make sure that it was no family caregiver that was left out. And, we fed their souls and made them feel seen and heard at all times.
Okay. Now, I gotta ask you too, and this is off the subject. Why do you have this ugly little circle on there, and we can't see your beautiful face?
Uh, I don't know what. Now
There we
we
go.
can't,
You're there now.
but I can't
You're there.
see y'all.
Huh?
This is so crazy.
I can't see
Okay.
us.
You can hear us, all right?
I can hear you, so I'm gonna just keep talking.
Leave it like that. Leave it like that, so we can see you, because we want to make sure we see you, just in case you do cry. I want to see the ugly cry, right?
So what you're saying, is that called respite or respite care? What you do?
Respite care, yes. We
Yeah.
provide support and respite care for family caregivers all around the world, with our Caregiver Day Out program,
Okay. All right.
That's
And
amazing.
that is so important. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Marcel.
That is so important because a lot of people that are caregivers, we don't take time out for ourselves. We're constantly going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny, and we forget about ourselves even when we are sick. Because sometimes, like my mom also is suffering with dementia, and it is progressing. She's still fully functional, but
Right.
I can still leave the house at this point. But it's just like Greg has several brothers. For me, it's just me and my mom. So that it falls on, and I wouldn't change it for the world. That is my mom. She
Right.
did raise me. And now it's my turn to take care of her. Sometimes it is hard when the anger comes from her, the profanity, because I'm like, we don't do that in this house. And when the anger comes at me, I have to remind myself, okay, there's an illness here. I can't come back at you like I would somebody else. And I have to give her grace. It's the same. I've been a caretaker for several family members. I want to say from the age of 8 on. I've taken care through the years of different relatives, whether it was epilepsy, cancer, you name it. I have been the one in my family that's been called. And it's like, it's not even a second guess. You just go for it. What I want to bring up, and then for some reason, I run into people just stop me in a grocery store and just start a conversation. I'm like, do I just look like talk to Marcy kind of thing?
Yes.
But I, but they just come to me and just, start a conversation and tell me all of their business. And I'm like, okay, well, let me see if I have a resource. What can families do? I have a young man who needs help financially. He brought his dad from Vegas. His dad is in the 90s. He changed his shift on his job. Now, as of last week, he had to stop his job. I gave him some resources of different organizations that will pay a family caregiver. But he told me they said he's like number 300, I think, on one list and number 500 on the waiting list.
What's the question?
And he cannot. What can we do in those instances? Whereas again, he just had to stop working so that he can take care of his father. And he's like, by the time they get to me on that list, my dad's in his 90s. He might not be here anymore. And in the meantime, I don't have money coming in.
So it's also resources that you can go to through his insurance, depending on what state he's in. Do you know what state he's in?
Yeah, and it is in Indiana.
So I don't know the insurance in Indiana, but I can actually, once we get off of here, I can actually help you navigate that. But it's through his doctor's office. They can help him to get assistance with bills and also with funding. And that probably will help assist a little bit. It's still not going to be much, but it also, they will offer certain caregivers to be able to come in, or home health aides to come in to assist him, which will give him that waiver to be able to go, even if he has to work at home, someone can sit with his dad, while he's working.
Okay.
So let me read a portion of this off of your bio. It says that we honor the journey of every family caregiver, recognizing their role not merely as a duty, but as the pinnacle of human compassion and strength. Our mission is to ensure that no family caregiver feels overwhelmed or alone. We envision a future where caregivers are deeply valued for their selfless dedication, receiving the unwavering support and gratitude that they deserve. Now, I love that paragraph simply because of the fact that, and Marcy, you can comment on that if you like. We, as caregivers, we do this unselfishly. We don't really care about everything else, okay? Because that person, as Marcy said, raised us. Why wouldn't we want to not raise them, but help them to live a comfortable life?
Take care of them.
Love on them.
So the question I have concerning this is that how do you, not financially, but on the mental side, the physical side, how do you guys assist people who just are going through it? Because we don't talk, as we talked earlier, we don't really talk about it too much, all right? But we hold it in. How do we navigate that?
Well, that's what Caregiver Safe Place is currently working on now. We're working on support groups and educational workshops so that we can bring people together, whether it's Zoom or whether it's live stream or whether it's in person. We want to make sure that everyone feels seen and heard. We want to rejuvenate them, and make sure that they know that they have a support system, just like the Alzheimer's Foundation, the Parkinson's Foundation. We want to make sure that every family caregiver knows that they have a foundation that they can go to actually express themselves. Because just like you and Marcy, myself, I felt alone. Even though I had people around me that, was telling me like, Carletta, anytime you need me, you can call me, but then you call them and you feel like you're calling on the same people. You get frustrated because you don't want them to look at the phone and see it's you calling, and they're like, oh God, what now? So that's the reason why we're working on the educational and the support groups, so that we can bring us together as one and be able to navigate and help each other.
That's a beautiful thing. I'm sitting here just trying to take it all in because it's rare that we get a chance to talk about it, And I think Marcy had even tried to bring it up a bunch of shows ago about this particular situation. How do you think this service can be in the communities? Is it a vital service for them?
It's a very vital service because we definitely we need to bring this to light so that we can make sure that the loved ones are actually not only once we get our minds and our mental together, their loved ones feel it because we're not exhausted. So this foundation, we make sure that you feel supported. You can call and ask the questions that you need. Just like you're asking about someone else. You're asking about his father. Getting a support for him to help his father. Well, once we get that support for him, then guess what? He's gonna love on his father because now he don't have the stress of worrying about where he's going to get funds from.
Yes.
Where he's going to get, is he going to be able to talk to someone about the emotional roller coaster that it is for him to talk to the insurance company, for him to talk to, just even about life support, about the DNR, about that's emotionally driven for you to say,
Yeah.
do not resuscitate your family,
Yeah.
your family member, or to find out how to get a power of attorney, or things that you may need that's essential
Yeah.
that you don't have, and you don't have anyone to talk to. So I want to be that support. And the website, you can just click and say, here, I can find this. I found this in one click. I don't have to be on the phone for hours, talking to someone, and then they send you to someone else. You call Caregiver Safe Place, we get on it, we try to work on it. That is the foundation that I'm essentially building to make sure that our family caregiver community is stable. So it's vital for our mental capacity, for our, just the compassion, that the love that we need.
Yeah, we got to get we got to put that, we got to put it out there. We got to make sure that we champion this cause with Carletta. We got to do it. Go ahead, Marcy.
It's something that I'm finding out and speaking with people. It's like they need help. People are asking, what can I do to help?
And
They don't know what
want
to
help.
ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even those who want to help, a lot of times you don't know what to tell. You're like, okay, I got it, because you're overwhelmed. You don't know what to tell them that you really need. That's kind of like when someone passes in a family and people are constantly coming, what can I do to help? What can I do to help?
Yes.
We need to kind of, I don't want to say have a list, or maybe have a list, so that when people do ask, you kind of have an idea of what you can tell them you need help. Like, say, don't just say, well, can you bring a couple of meals over?
Right.
I might like gumbo. You might not like gumbo. We have to, be more specific, because if I were to bring, somebody would tell me and I was to bring gumbo, and you don't like gumbo, then I've wasted my time. I've wasted my money buying the food, and you're not going to eat it. We need, to learn to be more specific in what we need help with. Hey, I want to take a shower. I haven't been able to take a shower, because, I have my loved one here and it's like 24-hour care. Like you said, you can get home health care. A lot of people don't know about the home health care.
Not at all. And here in California, we have in-home supportive services, and they actually assist the family caregivers, and they have, maybe we need to talk more. And that's another thing that we want to do, is we want to get into the offices of these city council people and the Congress people, because we want to make sure that they understand that we need assistance as well. As family caregivers, we want to make sure that we're just like a regular job. We need to make sure that we're trained, because some people,
Yes.
You're a male, Greg. And so if anything goes on and you have to change your mom, you need to know how to change your mom,
You're right.
and you also need to talk to her with dignity, because even though they have dementia, they still have feelings.
Yeah.
Even though they have dementia, they still need support. And although it's not easy for us to learn how to talk to someone with dementia, it's a learning lesson for us as well. So how are we going to support our loved one? How we have to learn how to give the support, because we need to get the support to give to them. So if we have that education, classes and things of that sort that are paid for by the city council people, we're good.
Yeah.
So would that be city council people or the state that you're talking
Well, the
about?
city council, the state, the mayor, like I have the mayor that's involved. I am searching everywhere for resources. Our resources come from the state, but we are all over trying to get everyone involved, because it doesn't matter whether it's the state, the mayor, the governor. We all are family caregivers at some point, whether it's for a child or a aging parent. So everyone should be, as a collaborative, they should be involved.
That's right. I think it's important. And you just said something that really stuck with me, because I wasn't taught. I didn't go to a class to learn how to do this. So I know that there's probably some things that I'm missing. I got 5 other brothers who are across the country. You know what I'm saying? So they get an opportunity to come and do it maybe once, see her once or twice. 5 brothers, 6 boys in the family. The thing that I provide is to make sure that she sees one of us and she feels safe. And I don't know, and sometimes I feel that's just not enough. Let me read this here real quick. Julianne says, my mom had a home health nurse come for a few times a week. They became good friends. And it's not like my mom didn't appreciate her kids that helped every day, but it was good for her to be able to socialize outside of the family. Someone, if that makes sense, but everyone got a break that way. Yeah.
And see, with my mom, she really doesn't like to go places. She'll set up with her friends, and then it's like, no, and she doesn't like people to come here. And I'm trying to get her to go out more. I also had my 101-year-old grandmother, and it was a different type. And like you just told Greg, he's going to have to learn how to bathe his mom and change her if necessary.
We have a housekeeper.
Okay. Well, but still, if it comes to the point where you have to do it, because my grandmother at first was with a cousin, and that was an issue there. She was old school Church of God in Christ. No man other than my husband.
Wow.
She even had issues with me. I did have a home health care nurse coming in. I did have a doctor. I had a physical therapist coming to my home. But she still was a little hesitant, because at 101, she was living by herself, doing everything, cooking, calling us to take her because she had to feed the elderly. And I didn't understand, baby, you're 101. Who the heck are the elderly for you? You're 101. She finally passed at 102, but that DNR was hard for me. But when they explained that if they did try to resuscitate her, that they would probably break her ribs, right? Yeah. And that would be harder on her. She ended up leaving us because she ended up with pneumonia at 102. But that is hard, making those decisions. Now, I did know that she did not want to be resuscitated. We went through that when I was taking care of my dad, lung cancer. He wanted to be resuscitated. She was upset about it. And when he said, yes, resuscitate me back in the day, she immediately said, well, when my time comes and the good Lord wants to take me, let me go. So I knew that's what she wanted.
So,
so it was but it's hard going through all of it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I just want to, and not saying anything, but I just we want to get these questions in. We want to make sure we get as much information as possible. Okay. Everybody say hello to Gina.
Hola.
Hey,
hi,
good to meet you, Carletta.
Nice to meet you as well.
It's all right. Anyway, so Carletta, take me through how this happens. All right. So I see your website, I plug it in. What are the steps I need to take in order to get some information or to get to get me started?
So the first thing you want to do to go on the website, if you're going on to submit for a family caregiver, you want to go to get involved, and that will take you. It's like 3 lines at the top of the website
Mm-hmm.
on the right, and you want to go to get involved. It will take you to a chart where um, you can actually um, submit a family caregiver. So once
Okay.
you submit the family caregiver, then it will automatically be submitted to me to a database. And we actually read those, every last one of the submissions. And it's almost like a lottery where we will sponsor 3 people per month, and we just choose from a lottery of who. So we read them all, but no one's story is bigger than no one else's.
Absolutely.
So we want to make sure that we, and as long as we have the funding, we're going to do that every single month. We're going to send something out to you, but for certain months we try to do it quarterly. We will go out, and once you're submitted, we work with the person that submits you, and
Mm-hmm.
we will go to whatever state you're in, whatever city you're in, whatever country you're in. We will come and surprise you with a night out. um, we will get the community involved, and go I go into the community, or maybe someone else will go into the community and ask for our community partners to help. We'll share your story, share a briefing of your story with them. Whether it's, whatever you put on there. Just say, if you submitted Marcy, and you say, hey, she used to get her hair done every week. She used to go golfing. She used to go to the spa. We will go to the local spas, the golf course, the hair salons, and we will try to get them involved and try to ask for them to um, give them gift cards, gift certificates, and also we will pay up to 8 hours for caregiving services to whatever family caregiver that you choose, or whatever caregiver you choose. We will pay for it up to 8 hours so that you can go out and experience your excursions.
Wow.
That is awesome.
So you say you go to every state. Have you thought about getting chapters in every state?
I actually have a board member in several different states now, so we're still looking for volunteers and potential board members, because we love to have community around different areas. Yes, we are looking for more people that are qualified to.
Oh,
Well,
man, I'm telling you, this is such a much needed
it
service
is.
that, I
Every state.
mean, if it was more of that around, it would be such a help. I know you can relate, Marcy, Greg, you can relate. We all have elderly parents,
Mhm.
and you know how hard it is.
Yeah.
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 And
Yes.
I know they have adult daycares, um, and that could be hard too, getting your loved one, depending on what they're dealing with, to get them even to an adult daycare, which can help as well sometimes.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
and that's, Marcy, that's where I tell you, we are trying to make sure that no matter what it is, we're trying to respect our loved ones' boundaries, because
Mm-hmm.
just think about you. Would you want to be forced, even at the age that you are right now, would you want to be forced or told what to do? We have
Absolutely
to understand, like, even
not.
though their mental state is not where ours is as of right now,
Mm-hmm.
we have to still learn. That's where we have to learn. We have to be
Mm-hmm.
taught that, because we're not taught that. It's not on the job training. So we have to, that's how we learn as we go. And we learn and grow because you have to think of it in a different sense. Like, oh, you know what? She don't want to go, but maybe she's scared. Maybe she has anxiety. You know, as it's the same thing as what if we don't like to swim and someone's forcing us to go to swim? You know, so we have to have those set boundaries. We have to respect their boundaries with the same thing. Even though it's convenient for us, it may not be convenient and comfortable for them.
And we have to know that they change. It might, like you just said, they might have anxiety, or they might not, you know, they might be afraid. And it could be something that they liked in the past, but now things have changed.
Yes.
So that's something, like you said, we have to take each
And
day.
remember, their mindsets are not of an 80-year-old, a 90-year-old person. It's actually of a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, you know, and each stage is going to be more difficult, you know, and those are the stages that I like to talk to people personally about, even though I'm not a therapist. It's my personal feeling, my personal belief, how I suffer through. So I want to make sure that they understand what's to come, you know, because that is a gift in itself. Because if you don't know what's coming and you can't talk it out and ask those questions of, okay, what's next? So, you know, we're at this stage now. Like Greg said, he was talking, his mom said stuff over and over again. Okay, well, maybe you know, some years down the line, she may not be talking at all. So you need to enjoy those moments of, instead of looking at it like, oh my gosh, like she's asking me these questions, enjoy it. Find a way of making a joke of it, you know, and that lightens the load on you, and it lightens the load on her, because she doesn't feel like the anxiety of, oh God, he's getting sick of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a task to be able to do that. But I also want to share that is the reason why we're doing the support groups and also doing the educational groups, because that
What,
allows us
you in the
to.
earthquake?
I'm sorry.
You in the earthquake? You're moving around. No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
No, actually, the phone is moving from the charger. I'm so sorry.
No, you good. I'm joking.
So that is pretty much what the support groups will be about. It's just trying to help with those things.
I have a quick question for you, Carletta. Do you find a lot of families don't want the help? They feel like, you know, it's an intrusion?
You know, that happens a lot. So even trying to get people to understand that they are family caregivers is difficult, because most people think, no, I'm just taking care of my child. I'm just taking care of my wife. I'm taking care of my husband. I'm taking care of my mom. So when I want to help them, they sometimes shy away from it, because it's like, what's the catch? And we're so prone to that, where it's like it's always a catch to it. Okay, well, if you do this, then I have to do that, or I have to sign up for this, or, and really it's just me wanting to love on you, you know, but they don't get it. So they kind of shy away from it. They try to, you know, find a way out. They don't want to be submitted. But once I talk to them and let them know that it's nothing, no strings attached. Here is what I want you to do. This is just go out, enjoy yourself, love on you, self-care. Then they tend to come around and they want to be more involved.
This is this you know, this is the one of the, I talk to Gina a lot, talk to Marcia a lot about it, but not as much. It's hard to just bring this out sometimes. You know, it's an emotional situation, but it's something that we really need to get off our chests, because we don't get a chance to talk about it publicly like this and get answers. You know, we can talk about it and we can console one another as far as that goes. And you know, honestly, I don't think we need consolation because this is to me, it's a proud moment to be able to do this for my mom. All right, so I don't need consolation, but sometimes I need, I guess I really don't even know how to say it, Carletta, because
a day out. You need a self-care day. You need a mental day. You need a mental rest day. You need to be.
But we feel guilty about that.
But you can't. Let me tell you, I felt majorly guilty about when I was taking care of my mom, and you know, I would go to work and she would cry, you know, and she wouldn't let people take her to the restroom. And it was just so sad and hard. But, you know, I had to, that's where it comes in where we're talking about it. You have to build that tough skin. You know, you have to build that, you know what, Mom, I need a day. Can you just give me an hour? You know, even when you're when she's taking a nap, take you a nap.
Well, see,
make yourself take a nap.
In my case, as soon as, because I'm not there all the time. Okay, I try to get there as much as possible. I'm not there all the time. In my case, when my mom sees me, she says, "Sit down for a second." All right, and that's when she gets to asking the questions. She wants to know about because she still lives in the house that we were born in. So she's asking about, well, who lives in this person's house and who lives in that person's house. Do we tell them, and this is a question I've been dying to ask, because she's the only living parent left on that block. But she's asking about the people across the street, the Browns, the Harrises, the Popes, the Johnsons. She's asking this and that. Now, I used to tell her, well, you know, they're gone. You know, you're the only living parent on the block, the only original parent on the block. Everybody else is gone. I mean, literally everyone is gone. How do we adjust that conversation when they want to know so much? You know, the bakery. She said she wanted me one time to run down the street to the bakery that used to be there 40 years ago. She wanted me to go down there, you know, and I have to tell her it's not there. I remember one time I literally had to go someplace when she asked for a particular meal that we were able to get conveniently down the block. I had to go 10, 15, 20 miles to go get it and bring it back to her. How do we navigate that?
So basically, Greg, I know when you were younger, you used to tell little lies.
Oh, Lord.
So Greg,
yeah, man,
I'm gonna tell you, you need to go ahead and tell that little lie. Yeah, Miss Brown is doing good. Oh yes, because she's not going over Miss Brown's house.
Right.
She's not going to the store down the street.
Right.
She don't know, because you know what happens, in my personal opinion, they start to worry. Oh, well, wait, you said she passed away. Well, now you have a whole nother conversation that should not even be happening. Well, what did she pass from? Well, where's her kids at? Well, who took care of her? Well, how long did she suffer? And you can eliminate that by saying, you know what, Mom, Miss Brown is doing good. Last I heard, Miss Brown is doing good.
And that's not a lie. She's now with the Lord. She's doing good.
And the store down the street, the store down the street. Oh yeah, Mom, it's doing okay. You want us to go get you some donuts? Okay, we'll go right to Dunkin' Donuts and get you some donuts.
Yeah, just go here
and bring that back.
Put them
put them
on a plate.
Exactly. Put it in the paper bag that it used to be in and give it to her.
Yeah.
And that's
what
it.
What I was told.
I so agree with her. I so agree with her.
I was told we have to get into their world.
Yeah.
One of my clients was a memory care house. And there was a young man, they said, a resident there, that used to try to hit on all of the women in their 20s. And they kept trying to introduce him to women in their 80s, his age. And once the doctor came and started examining him and getting to know him, they realized he had gone back to age he was in his 20s, mind-wise. That was the reason why he went after all the women in their 20s. And so what I've been told, like that for Greg, like what she's saying, Greg, you have to get into their world and sometimes
Meet them
just
where they
let it
are.
go. With my mom, she'll ask the question over and over. And I realize I'll say something a little different. She's not understanding what you're saying sometimes. That's the reason that sometimes they're asking over and over. But yeah, you have to just get in their world, have to know, maybe you might have to change the subject sometimes if they're
It's
constantly
meeting them where they are.
mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it is, because what you want to make sure you're not doing is causing more strife on them, causing them to, worry about something else, because their worry is going to become your worry, because they're going to start to stress you out about, well, can we go visit her? Well, can we, if you say she's doing fine, that's all she really wanted to hear. She didn't want to hear anything other than she's doing fine. You know what I'm saying? Even with, like, I'm gonna give you an example of my mom. My mom's brother passed away in April. My mom already knew her brother passed away. So I was trying to be funny and say, Mom, can you name all your brothers? And she named all of her brothers. She named her sister, and she stopped at this one particular brother that had passed away. And she didn't say his name. And I said, Mom, you didn't say Poochie. And she just closed her eyes. And she didn't say anything else. She knew that day that he was gone. So with that being said, I never said anything else about it. But do you know what happened right before she passed? She said, I'm going to see my brother. And it tore me up, because I never mentioned that he passed away. I never told her that he had gone to heaven. I had never said anything about it, but baby, understand. They come get their people. So you won't have to, you won't have to tell her anything, because she's asking you things that she already feel something has already happened.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to do the break part, but we're talking with Miss Carletta. She's she's the founder of Caregiver Safe Place Inc. And I've been literally holding back tears all this whole show, because I love mom. I love my mom, as we all do. And like Felice said, we all go through this differently. And it's just, number one, like, I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's a blessing to be able to do this, because they did for us. Let me get back to the question, because I can't do this. Look, how do people donate? How do people get to you to help?
They can go on the website caregiversp.org, and they can click donate, and they can donate there. They can donate through PayPal with Caregiver Safe Place inc@gmail.com. They can also go on oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. They can also contact us and write a check and make it payable to caregiver.com. Caregiver Safe Place.
Okay. Boy. We're going a little bit longer because we started late.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all Carletta's fault.
Oh, don't you dare do that.
You know what, Greg? You're about to be the brother that I never wanted.
Man, Carletta, this is an amazing endeavor that you're putting out there because people need this. People don't talk about it. They don't have an opportunity to talk to everybody and get information back.
Yeah.
We can tell everybody, but people don't give us the right things back, and you're giving us all the right things. All right, learned a lot today, man. Geez.
You know what I like about this? It's something that she has experienced. It's not something that she's heard about. And when you have experienced something, it means more. It's more meaningful because you've been in this place.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying. I think that would be more meaningful for others to know that she definitely knows what she's talking about because she's experienced this.
Yes.
Hey, Katina.
Hey, Katina. You know, I cared for my mother-in-law maybe 15 or 20 years ago, and the resources were very scarce. Mm-hmm. It was not a lot of resources out there to help. And so to have a organization like Caregiver Safe Place, it's just good to know that there are resources. One thing that we have to do is open up our minds, not open up our minds, but get into a different mindset, because you are in a different place. It's like a reversal. It's a role reversal. Yeah. And we forget that. We forget that when we're caring for our elderly parents. We forget it's a role reversal. We get irritated, frustrated. I'm just being perfectly honest. You get frustrated, you get burnt out, and sometimes you get short-tempered because you're dealing with this on a daily basis, and it's almost like you're raising
another
your
kid.
parents, another kid. And so you have to get in that mindset to know and I have to constantly remind myself, mom is 80. She's asking these questions, and not make her feel like she's doing something wrong or she's bugging me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or that they're ignorant, or they're stupid. Mm-hmm. And something else that we have to deal with is the parent. Like I said earlier, looking at you as still you're the child, I'm the parent. Mm-hmm. That's something I hear all the time. And it's so like, you don't tell me what to do. Right. And we're still being respectful and honoring our parents and our elderly, whether it's our parents or another elderly family friend or family member. But they're not understanding that.
And also you have to really take in consideration too, look at how much we put our parents through. Mm-hmm. So what makes us any different than what they're doing to us? And it was one day my mom actually told me, I said, Mom, this is through her dementia. I said, Mom, was I a good child? She said, H, no. And I kind of looked and I was like, oh. I was like, oh, well, wait a minute, that didn't work. I said, well, whoa. And you have to chuckle at it. I said, well, are you giving me back what I gave you? And she just looked at me and she closed her eyes as to say, you figure it out. And you know what? I understood it very clear. And, I couldn't do anything but respect it, because it's like, okay, so you sacrificed for me. Now I'm sacrificing for you. Mm-hmm. So that's the way that's how I was able to keep my mind in a semi-normal state. Mm-hmm. So that's what gave me the vision to be able to create the foundation, because I wanted to make sure I added value to everyone that was involved with taking care of their loved ones, making sure that they felt seen and felt heard, because sometimes just talking that out, you have to chuckle at it.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what that noise was, but we all good. Carletta, man, I feel better.
I'm
I
glad.
feel better because I've had an opportunity to talk and sit and listen and learn. Okay, it's rare, like I said, when we get an opportunity to relax, relate, and release. Shout out to Katina Fields for introducing us and
Yes.
allowing us to tell this journey because people need it. And I'm telling you, I hope that people who listen to the show tonight, and we got a bunch of them, I hope that they support.
Yeah.
'Cause we
That's
need.
how we actually get our, we're able to touch as many family caregivers as we can to reach them to, to even, I wanted to start to pay for therapy, and that's big because who can afford to pay for therapy? I want to reach out to some of these therapists and see if they want to volunteer their time to some of these family caregivers so that they can understand and get the knowledge that they need to keep pushing, and that is where we get our funding from to be able to do those things. And also not just funding as far as monetary, but tangible things like,
Right.
giving a spa treatment, sending a certificate
Mm-hmm.
for a caregiver to be able to go out and just have a nice dinner by themselves or with a friend. You feel guilty when you do that, when you're spending money and your mom needs diapers, or your mom needs insure, and you can barely afford to get that. So we
Yeah,
want to give them that opportunity to get out and not feel guilty.
yeah, we do. We do. Carlette, I want to thank you for coming to the show and hanging out with us. This has been a blessing for I don't know about everybody else. It's been a blessing for me. All
Oh
right.
yeah, anyone
Yes.
who has to deal with elderly parents or any type of family members is a blessing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whether
Yes.
they're going through it now, just know there
Yes.
might be a time, and then it might be someone that's going to end up taking care of you as well.
Yeah.
Right. People always say that too. They're like, you better be careful of how you treat people because they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be taking care of you.
Yeah. Well,
That's true though.
understand also you have to remember too, um, I had a young lady that was here today, whose son was born with no eyeballs.
Mm.
And after all that, she turned around and found out at 5 he was severely autistic.
Mm.
Now he's 21 and she has severe anxiety because of how the world treats people with disabilities. And she's worried about now
It's true.
who's going to take care of her child
Wow.
If something happens
when
to her.
she's not here. So she's having that anxiety and hoping that he doesn't have to live beyond her because she's
Mm.
worried about who's going to take care of him. Can you imagine that being on your plate every day? You
It's
know,
Ooh,
terrible.
so
Jesus.
I just wanted, like, I booked her, her and a couple more family caregivers. We're gonna go and make candles, and we're gonna get out, and we're gonna enjoy life. I told her, I said, don't let this cripple you. I want you to get out and just be able to experience life with him. So you don't have to worry about what's going to happen after you're gone. Worry
Right.
about what's going on right now. And that's another thing that I want to make sure that we are able to do is talk it out. Talk love on each other because we're the only people that understand it. Other
Yeah.
people don't understand it. So we have to be able to love on each other. And I want to make sure that Caregiver Safe Place is able to do that for each and every caregiver that we come in contact with.
And we want to do our part as well. So everybody, look, please, 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 go to these websites. Go to her Facebook page, even, man. Reach out to her. see what you can do to help to make sure that this continues, that she can build this up and make it go well, it's already national, make it go worldwide. Let's support. All right. Carla, is there anything else you wanted to say? We're going to give you a couple of minutes, say whatever you got to say.
Well, I just basically want to thank you all, first of all, for having me and making this possible for me to be able to express what the foundation does, and giving me the luxury of sharing with y'all some of my experiences and listening to your experiences so I can give back to you all as well. But if they can, please go to my social media, the foundation social media. Caregiver Safe Place is on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and also you can contact me personally at ccole30 on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter.
Okay, we appreciate that, man. Marcy?
Thank you, Carletta, for coming on. This has been very informational. People, support her organization. Reach out to those that you know are caregivers. Do what you can to help them. It is not an easy job. Be understanding. Give them grace if they're a little on edge, because being a caregiver is not an easy. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Right.
Have some compassion.
Check on your family caregivers. Check on your family to see if ask them if they're okay.
Yeah. Gina?
Yep. Well, you know what? God has given everyone an assignment, and Carletta, you didn't run from yours. You're doing it. This is something that's really needed, and I take my hat off, because I don't think I could do it. I would take everybody home, and they would be living with me.
Right there.
And that's what my problem was.
So I just want to thank you for what you're doing out here. People, think about, if you continue to live and your parents continue to live, one day it's going to be your turn. It's going to be your turn to take care of your parents. It's going to be your turn to make sure they're okay and to do for them, maybe even clean them, bathe them, change their clothes. You never know. But at some point, if you continue to live and your parents continue to live, that's the state that you may be in. But rest assured, I feel good knowing that my mom feels loved. She loved me growing up. She made sure that I knew that she loved me, and I'm giving her that in return. So, I just feel good about that, and knowing that she's very well taken care of. I think about some of my friends that don't have their parents. They're no longer here. And I think about that. I still have my mom here. And I don't take that for granted, not one day. I thank the Lord every single day I wake up and I still have my mother.
It's something, man.
And that, Greg, can I say one more thing? I know we're about to
close
close out.
Take your time.
I want to make sure that you also remember those friends, like myself, who have lost their parents.
It's okay. It's okay.
When you're dealing with the grief afterwards, it's the aftermath that, when you say you put your mask on first through the whole time, and now you have nobody else to put the mask on. You have to deal with that. So understand that your friends that have lost their parents, their children, any loved one, the aunt that's taking care of them, understand that they're still human. So the journey is not over. So if you can help them by at least submitting them to the website, letting us know how we can get them grief counseling, how we could still try to get them a day out, I'm still willing to do that for them because I'm grieving as well. It's been 4 years, but it's 4 long years.
Yeah.
And although it's been, this journey of love, it's still been hard. So please reach out and let me know if I can assist someone that you know. Um, but that's really what I wanted to make sure people understood as well. Even though their parents or their loved one is gone, still reach out to them because they are still a family caregiver.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad she said
Carletta,
that.
Carletta, we almost made it through.
Right. Try with a dry face.
Sorry.
With a dry face.
I'm so sorry.
You okay, Greg?
Almost made it through, but
It's okay.
it's a blessing. These are joyful tears, because you're doing such a great service to people
Mm-hmm.
who need this, right? Such as myself, such as Marcy, such as thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out there. Again, I'm not going to make this long and drawn out. Let's just take care of those who took care of us.
Yes.
Make sure that you please support this tremendous woman, Caregiver Safe Place. They are caring for those who care for others. Carletta, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hang out for a
It was a
second.
pleasure.
All right,
Definitely.
Carletta,
Okay.
Great.
don't get off yet. All right. We got to go, man. Tomorrow. Thank you, Katina, again for setting this up. We're gonna turn off the waterworks in a minute. All right. But tomorrow we got Mr. Aaron Sky. He'll be here. It's he gonna sing for us. All right. We got some stuff going with him. And, definitely got a good time tomorrow. Okay. So this is Dope Living TV Live, man. Again, this is go to Caregiver Safe Place. The website is right there, caregiversp.org, and I've been putting it up. Katina's been sharing that. Carletta, anytime you need us, reach out. We're here. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
I told you, even if we got a show with 12 clowns climbing out of a car, and you want to say, "Hey, Greg, can you please talk about this?" We got you.
Thank you.
Definitely got you. Okay. Well. I don't like you, man. This is dope. We will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Hold on for a second, Carletta.
Okay.
All right. Peace, yeah.